Wanna lift your face without actually lifting your face? Let's talk about it. So I get a lot of questions about how can I avoid a facelift? If I've gotten older and I wanna not necessarily turn back the clock 10 years, but at least look great for my age, look more refreshed, how can I do that without surgery? Remember that facial aging comes in 3 flavors. 1 is sun damage to the skin, 2 is skin sagging, and 3 is loss of facial fullness. So if you tackle any one of those 3, you will be able to look younger and more refreshed. So let's start with sun damage. How do we reverse the curse? The first thing is to just stop worshiping the sun. You can be out in the sun, but when you're out in the sun, use lots of high SPF sunscreen. 2 is that you can actually start a retinol-based cream to help with cell turnover and cell proliferation. If you start, as I've always said, low and slow and use it only at night and make sure to really invest in good sunscreen along with it, then your skin can and will look a lot better than it does now, I bet. And 3 is to actually invest in laser with a skilled either plastic surgeon or dermatologist who can advise you on the best laser for your skin to address any sunspots, melasma, fine lines, and wrinkles. Now, how about a non-surgical way to address sagging skin? Laser can help. The other thing people ask me about is threading. Does threading work? So this again is a discussion with your plastic surgeon. I would venture to say that most surgeons would say threading is not the best, whereas a lot of dermatologists would say that it's pretty good. The reason why most surgeons would say threading is not great is that because most women or men who invest in threading will probably go on to have a facelift later on. And it can actually make the facelift more complicated when it is ultimately done. Threading only lasts for a short amount of time. And so when you look at that with the later potential complications after threading with the facelift, it's not worth it. I have a more favorable opinion of things like internal laser or internal radiofrequency that will help with stimulating collagen production and therefore lead to skin tightening. And then lastly, facial fullness. So I think we've gone a little overboard with the idea of increasing facial fullness, and I've seen a lot of wide-faced people who have bought into the idea that more is better. So I do believe that filler and fat grafting, i.e. putting fat into the face, are the waves of the future when it comes to facial fullness. I personally like fat grafting more than filler, but you cannot use filler or fat grafting as a replacement for addressing the sagging skin. Yes, if you increase fullness, to some extent you do get a lift, but I think people use filler in place of addressing the sagging skin and then end up with these really fat, wide faces that are not attractive and look very different from who they used to be. What are you willing to try? As always, leave your comments and questions below and subscribe, please. And as always, love you lots and bye for now.